In this video, we're looking at 10 easy Oasis songs that you can grab your guitar and learn really quickly. Now, so many people learn Wonderwall as their first guitar song, never mind Oasis song, but it has to be said, it's not the easiest song by them to learn, and if you learn a couple of these, it can stand you in much better stead for when you do come to really learn Wonderwall, and we will cover it a little later on this list because I know it is one of those songs that everybody wants to learn at some point. However, the easiest Oasis song to play on guitar is probably Songbird. Let's have a look at how to play that now. So this song has 3 simple chords throughout. They're in the same progression throughout. It has simple strumming, lots of repetition, but the main thing that will make this quick to learn is that it's exactly the same chord progression throughout for any verses or choruses. It's the same thing that we're playing, so we don't have lots of different sections to learn, because if your song has a verse, a chorus, an intro that's a little bit different, a bridge, a middle 8, you've kind of got 4 or 5 little songs to learn that are all slightly different in the middle of one song. And if you still haven't got one song that you can play on guitar all the way through to the original recording, then I would suggest try this one. Try Songbird by Oasis. I've got a full tutorial, full breakdown of the chord progression and everything. Or let me give you 2 other really quick suggestions that each just have 3 chords and that you should be able to just pick up your guitar and jam along to it right away. The first one is Columbia. So this is a song from Oasis's debut album, Definitely Maybe. We've got 3 chords, A major, D major and C major, just in a loop throughout. Great for electric guitar, and if you're not familiar with it, just let me give you a brief sing of the main part of it. There we were, now here we are, all this confusion, nothing's the same to me. That repeats an awful lot in the song. If you've heard it before, you will recognise that. But the biggest thing it does is it gets us out of this Oasis technique of having the 3rd and little finger planted down for, you know, maybe an entire song or maybe for every Oasis song you learn. This one uses the more standard forms of these chords, and we can be lifting fingers off and changing things up a little bit just to save your fingers. One thing I would say as well, we can do the A chord with 1 finger like this. It can just be as a power chord as well, because this is a bit more of an electric guitar song. And that's a technique you'll want to have down if you want to have a go at this 3rd song. This is a 1 chord song, but a 3-note song really. It's a little riff that you might recognise because it's quite common. But this song is Swamp Song from Oasis's 2nd album and one of the biggest selling albums of all time, What's the Story, Morning Glory. Swamp Song is a short instrumental, so there's no vocals in this one. And many of you may recognise the similarity of that riff to ZZ Top Lagrange, but it's many other songs. I mean, Lagrange is played pretty much exactly the same as that, just with the mutes. But also, what was that Goldfrapp song? It kind of went, this is a song from the mid-2000s, I think. It went something like, switch me on, turn me out. I think it's like, I need love, 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 ooh la 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 la. So, was it called Ooh La La? I think it might have been called Ooh La La. But therefore, you've got lots of songs that you can, if you learn this song, you can play lots of other songs. That's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. So we've got the 1 finger A chord, a C note played with the middle finger at the 3rd fret on the A string, on string 5. Slide that middle finger up to the 5th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and you've got a great song that you can just pick up your guitar and jam along to the recording of a few songs. So those 3 songs are the only Oasis songs that I could find that have 3 chords in them. But there are 2 Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds songs that just have 3 chords in them as well. Let me just demo those really quickly for you, just in case you want to have a go at those as well. Really quick to learn. This, first of all, is the acoustic guitar version of AKA What a Life. Someday you might find your hero. Some say you might lose your mind. We also have Holy Mountain. Now, there are many Oasis songs that are based around a 4-chord progression, but there's only one song I could find that sticks to 4 chords in the entire song, and this is She Is Love from the album Heathen Chemistry. She is love, and her ways are high and steep. She is love, and I do believe her when she speaks. So She Is Love has 4 chords: G major, A minor, F major. An easier way to do that would be an F major 7, and then C major. You can, of course, go for the full F bar chord or an F chord like this nice hybrid way that I really enjoy. Strumming pattern: down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Now, with a lot of these more advanced strumming ones, you kind of have 2 strumming patterns, one after the other, and that's what repeats as the whole. So we have down, down, up, down, and then just the most common strumming pattern ever, down, down, up, down. So it's 1 strumming pattern per chord, so down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Loop that, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Then, of course, we get to the Oasis songs with 5 chords or more, and we're going to do Wonderwall in the next song, but a great song to look at if you're struggling with Wonderwall and you want something really similar to practice all the same techniques, but not being forced to play in that same pattern. Cast No Shadow is a superb example and much easier to play, in my opinion. This song is also from What's the Story, Morning Glory. That first chord is an A sus4, which is the same as the Wonderwall A sus4, but without the little finger down, so it's just an A sus4. And then we go to the G major. The other chords that are in the song: E minor, D sus4, C add 9, G, all the other Wonderwall chords, but they're just in a more predictable order and with an easier strumming pattern. I have a full tutorial for this one, but the main pattern, if you want to just learn it quickly, would be down, down, up, down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up. And that happens twice per each of these first 2 chords, the A sus4 and then the G. Down, down, up, down. interesting strumming thing, if you're new at kind of strumming on guitar, strumming should really be, for this kind of pattern, should really be like a twist of the wrist. Kind of if you were telling someone, maybe, that it's that motion. That's obviously an exaggeration, but it is that if we put a pick in our hand like that, that's basically the motion that we're using, okay? It's not too much of an arm motion, though we do have a little bit of movement there because we want to be loose. Staying loose but with this correct motion is the biggest tip I can give you. And try out the maybe thing next time you're doing some strumming, because I think it will really help, especially with a song such as Wonderwall. So there we are, there's the Wonderwall strumming pattern. And one thing that you might not have noticed about this before is it doesn't use the same pattern all the time. There's not one strumming pattern for this riff. And one thing that pro guitarists tend to do when they're strumming acoustic that beginners wouldn't is it's a real beginner thing to just stay for exactly the same strumming pattern throughout the entire song. That just tends not to be what a pro would do. A pro would vary it slightly to give it more feel, to give it more dynamics, to give it more life. Wonderwall's a great example of that. Feel free to listen to the original recording, either on the music video on YouTube or get it on any of the streaming services, or get your CD out in your car. The 4 repetitions of Wonderwall for that opening riff are not identical. They're slightly different. If anybody, you guys watched the documentary about the recording of the album What's the Story, Morning Glory, they recorded it at Rockfield Studios, and apparently Noel Gallagher actually recorded that sat on a wall outside, and you can even hear like birds singing in the background on the original recording of Wonderwall. I find that really cool. I don't know about you guys, but the thing I'd like you to also listen to, apart from just the birds chirping in the background, is that each of the 4 repetitions of that opening riff are not identical. In fact, the first one's very different to the others. Another song with a similar strumming pattern, but that's far easier than Wonderwall and really signature. If you like that, you'll like this. This is Go Let It Out, one of my favourites.
Ain't no illusion, try to click with what you got. Taste every potion, if you like yourself a lot. Go let it out, go let it in, go let it out.
So throughout the intro and the verses, we have this A7 chord, which is just an A major without the middle finger or the middle string being held down, the one in between the two. So we've got a little gap there like that. Sounds a bit bluesy. And then basic open chords, D major. I'd probably play the F major like this. Nice little hybrid if you're not aware of this. Good option for these acoustic songs. And then a G major. Very similar strumming pattern, but a little bit simpler. Down, 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 up, down, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, down, up.
Go let it out, go let it in, go let it out.
One thing I love about that song as well is I first heard it on the Familiar to Millions live album that they recorded at Wembley in like the year 2000 or something. I heard the bass line come in after the guitars, and I was able to pick out that bass line for one of the first songs I could pick out a bass line for, because it comes in and it's really cool. That's just under that. Really cool. Here's two Oasis songs that are really similar. Both have a capo at the 2nd fret and they have very similar chords. Lyla and the Hindu Times.
Calling all the stars to fall, catch the silver sunlight in your hands. Hey, Lyla, the stars about to fall, so what you said, Lyla, heaven help you catch me when I fall. I get up when I'm down, I can't swim, but my soul won't drown, 'cause God gave me a soul in your rock and roll brain. And I get so high, I just can't feel it. In and out my brain, I'm running through my veins. You're my sunshine, you're my rain.
The final Oasis song I wanted to show you in this video basically stays on a G chord for all the intro and all the verses, and that G chord lasts about the first minute. And although you could just grab your guitar and strum that G chord and join into the original recording, this song is actually an open G tuning, and it's the only Oasis song I could find that is in another tuning. And this is Who Feels Love from Standing on the Shoulders of Giants.
Thank you for the sun, the one that shines on everyone who feels love. Now there's a million years between my fantasies and fears. I feel love.
So with open G tuning, we've got the A string down to a G note, string 5 down to G, and string 1 down to D, which means we can play a G chord with the thinnest 5 strings, just don't strum string 6, and you can even chop it off if you want. But the way Noel plays a G chord in this song is actually like this. First finger at the 3rd fret of string 2, little finger or 3rd finger, but I use my little finger, fret 5, string 1. I just have my thumb on top on string 6, or you can take that string off if you want, because it's not needed in open G tuning. We never play it. Not in this song anyway. And the strumming pattern is down, down, or down, or down, down. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we do the Oasis technique as well, a very common acoustic guitar technique, where it's big strum, small strum for those first 4. Down, small strum, down, small strum. So these chords in the chorus are a B flat 6 add 9, A minor 7 add 11, C add 9, and G over B. So some of those chords will be familiar to you. The C add 9 and the G over B are quite common in standard tuning, but the B flat chord, especially with any open strings ringing out, is really difficult to play, but the open G tuning makes it much easier.
Thank you for the sun, the one that shines on everyone who feels love. Now there's a million years between my fantasies and fears. I feel love.
After the second chorus, we have this picking section, which has a descending root note. I love patterns like this. Descending root note from the G note, which is the 5th fret of string 4, to F, to E, to the open D string. So fret 5, 3, 2 to open, and then between each of those notes we pick string 2, 1, 2. That happens 4 times, and then the pattern changes very slightly. It hangs on the 2nd fret and then goes to the 1st fret, and when we get to past that first note, the pattern goes 4, 3, 1, 2. Let me show you. Serious Radiohead vibes with that one, actually. So that final time, normal pattern on the 1st chord, but then when we move down to 3rd fret, 4, 3, 1, 2. Very similar to My Iron Lung by Radiohead. So those are my suggestions of 10 Oasis songs that are quite easy to learn, quite quick, with very simple structure. The song doesn't change as we go through it too often, or it even has one chord progression through the entire song, and that is the number one thing I'd be looking for if you're looking to learn songs by any band. Any you think I've missed, let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you next time on this Handy Guitar YouTube channel and website and app.